Alright, well, hello everyone. As you can see, I am in a little bit of a different location today. I'm actually standing in the kitchen, and you can see the beautiful shelves that my husband built, and they divide the kitchen from the living room, which is where I typically film. And we live in a tiny house, so this is it. I'm standing right next to the window that is at the front of the house, and this wall that you're looking at, the white wall, is the end of the house. So if you are really itching for a tiny house tour, comment something down below. I might do one, because I know you guys have heard me talk about it a lot, but that is not what today's video is. Today's video is going to be a little bit of rooster crowing in the background, if that's okay with you, and also some unsolicited relationship advice. I say unsolicited because you did not ask me for relationship advice, so this is just my opinion, but you did click on this video, so don't complain too much if you don't agree with what I say, because you clicked on the video. Okay, so a little bit of background for you. I have been in my relationship with my husband since 2014, so we've been together for a little over 7 years, and we just got married on September 5th, 2021 this year. So we are newlyweds, but we've been together for a long time, over 7 years, like I said, and we do have what I would consider a very wonderful, happy, healthy, friendly marriage. But anyway, I am just going to get started with my tips. I did write down a few things just so I could be a little more organized in this video, but I wrote them down in this handy dandy little notebook. I really enjoy writing things down, just the act of writing things down. I've always really liked that. So I do have that here. And let's see if we can turn to the right page. Okay. The first thing that I have written down here is don't go for looks or butterflies. And by that, I mean no matter who you're with, no matter how good looking they are, when they're 85, they're not going to be that good looking. It's like a fact. They're not going to be 100% sexually attractive when they're 85. But if you have a successful lifelong marriage, you'll still be with them when you're 85. So if looks are the only thing that draws you in and the only thing that keeps you in, I would look elsewhere, because looks will fade. I know you've heard that before. And I also say don't go for butterflies, typically because when you're around someone and they're giving you butterflies and you're feeling really nervous and things like that, you don't know what to say around them, you get all choked up and sweaty, that means it's probably not the right person for you. I know that sounds kind of weird, but if it's the right person for you, it should be someone that you are instantly comfortable with from the beginning, someone that you feel close to and safe with and calm when you're with them. So if it's someone who's making you feel all these crazy feelings, it's probably a lot more about superficial things, and you're not going after them for the right reasons. So that was my first tip. And I have the next one is very similar to something that I talked about in my last video with, girls like wearing a lot of makeup and things like that, but that is be yourself, or else you're letting them fall for someone that's not truly you. So this goes for looks and personality, I would say. If you're not presenting your true self if you're wearing false eyelashes and you got lip injections and your hair is, you dyed your hair and you're wearing a double push-up bra and you draw freckles on your face and all this stuff, then you can never really be sure why that person is attracted to you. You don't know if they're attracted to these false things that you're putting forth, or if they would really like you with all of that. And also personality. So don't try to alter your personality to fit what you think they want, or don't pretend, don't dumb yourself down, or in whatever way, don't pretend anything. Just don't be pretending, because you're going to be stuck pretending forever if you want to keep it up. Or if you don't keep it up, you might find out that they liked you because of the pretense that you were putting on. So if you are truly yourself and they don't like you, or they do think you're a hideous monster when you reveal your true self to them, then let them leave, because clearly you are not their type, and there will be someone who comes along and they do love you without any sort of physical thing that you're doing, without putting on a fake attitude or fake personality. They will love you for who you are. So unless you want to be with someone who is not actually for you, then don't put any sort of false pretense forward. It's pretty simple, right? Just be yourself. The next thing that I have, this is, once you're with someone, is to be best friends. So my husband and I, before we started dating, we weren't friends first and then dating, but in the process of starting to date, we became friends, and obviously a little more, but we have continued to be friends ever since then. He is definitely one of my best friends. I share my thoughts and feelings with him. I laugh with him. I love spending time with him. If you don't have these qualities and the person that you are with is not one of your best friends in the world, it's going to be hard to live with them and have kids with them and do all these things with them side by side for the rest of your life. It's a lot easier to do it with someone that you are best friends with. So don't settle for someone who doesn't feel like a best friend. Share your concerns and stresses and things like that. So a relationship is a two-way street. It's a partnership. It's a team. So if one person is acting sort of strange, even if it's not something that the other person caused, if it's something that happened at work or at school, or just something that has been on your mind, it's important that you share that with them, not only so that they can understand why you might be feeling a certain way or behaving a certain way, but because then they know how to try to help you. They can back off if that's what seems like the best solution, but they will know how to react a little better when they know what's going on, and it will help you guys to be a little closer, and have a closer bond if you do, both of you share your concerns and your worries and your hopes and your dreams and things like that. Don't keep things to yourself. I also have eyes only for them. So I think I'm gonna misquote it, but there's some sort of quote or message in the Bible that says, maybe it's not even from the Bible, I don't know, I've just heard people say this, and that's that you should rather stab your eyes out than look lustfully at another man or woman when you're in a relationship. So obviously I don't want you to actually stab your eyes out, but just sort of keep that in the back of your mind, and it's unescapable and inevitable that you're going to see people who are attractive, and throughout your entire life you're probably going to see people who are more attractive than your partner, or who you're more attracted to than you are to your partner, and that's okay. You can't help it that there are good looking people in the world, but you have to kind of keep that in mind, that avert your eyes, look away. Like, you would rather stab your eyes out than stand there and lust after someone and have thoughts about someone and let your eyes follow them and things like that. So just, kind of keep that in mind. It helps you in your own thoughts and your own intentions if you just, like I said, kind of avert your eyes and just think about your partner and, have a little bit of shame, I guess, when you look at someone in a sexual way that's not your partner. Choose to make your relationship awesome. Choose to make it your number one priority. Choose to make it the thing that you're most proud of, that you spend the most time perfecting. So I know what happens with a lot of people is they get into a relationship, they get comfortable, and they just sort of expect the relationship to take care of itself, or expect the other person to treat them like a princess or a king, and be so wonderful to them all the time while they just kick back and, enjoy. So I'm here to tell you that that's not how it works. Both people need to be putting in an effort throughout the entire relationship as much as possible. And that includes you. So maybe sometimes you might even be alone in this. Your partner might not be trying to make things awesome, but you can. You can't always control what they can do, but you can always control what you do. So if you want to have an awesome relationship, make it awesome. Spend all this time making it awesome, because you're potentially going to be with this person for 50 years or 70 years or however long you live, and you want to make those years enjoyable. So don't make like work or TV or whatever your main thing that you care so much about. Make it your partner in your relationship. I know it's kind of weird. I know these days it's kind of like, oh, the old ball and chain waiting for me at home, gotta get back to her. It's like, be excited to come home and see your wife every day. Tell people how awesome your wife is. Tell people how amazing your husband is. Brag about them, and just see them and treat them like they're the most awesome thing in the world, and they will be. It's all about perspective and intention, things like that. I have on here, never be too serious and make sure that you laugh a lot. So I know sometimes you can get caught up in like, oh, I love you so much, like, oh, I would die for you, I just love you, oh, it's good to have all that, but it's also important to, joke around. Try not to make jokes at the other person's expense, especially in front of other people or in front of their family or something. Like, oh yeah, he can't fix anything, oh yeah, he has all, whatever it is, or she snores so loud, whatever. Don't call them out in front of other people. Always be like on their team and on their side, but it's okay to joke around with each other and laugh a lot. Find someone that you think is hilarious and who thinks that you're funny as well. Let's see here. I have build things together and have projects. So that's something that my husband and I have done a great job of so far. We built this house together, our little tiny house that we have. We built it. He did a lot of the manual stuff, but I helped and we did it together, and we stressed and we, blood, sweat, and tears into this place, and it was tough, but we did it together. And then when we were done, we had the satisfaction of this house that we live in now that we were able to build together. It's awesome. And we just always have projects. Like, we have the garden and we have the chickens, and every weekend when he's off work, we always have something to do. We have some big project that we're going to work on that weekend. We might get it done, it might get half of it done and finish it next weekend or whatever, but it's good to always have something that you guys are building and doing together. It's just a good idea. It is important that you have both separate and combined interests. So I'll just use like TV as an example, I guess. We like to watch Survivor together. So together we watch Survivor. We've watched like all 40 seasons. We're watching the 41st season right now. But I have like my, girly shows or whatever that I like to watch, and he likes sports and things like that. Or, he goes golfing on Fridays with his friends, and I go for runs with my sister. So, you know, we have separate things that we can do so that one of us isn't out living their life and the other person is just sitting at home angry because the other person has plans and you don't, you know. So have things that you can do together, but definitely have things that you can do separately. Another big thing, and this is actually the last point that I have on here, is to find someone that you don't have to fill the silence with. So by that I mean, like, if you're sitting in the car together, or if you're in an elevator, or just sitting on a date across from the table or something like that, if you're with them and you notice like it's awkward when no one's talking and you are sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh, like, I need to think of a conversation topic, this is getting so weird, I need to think of something to say, like, what's something funny that happened today. If you're doing that, that's not gonna work forever, because if you guys get married and you're together for 55 years, you guys are just gonna sometimes be like sitting in the living room eating breakfast, and you don't have to talk all the time. So find someone that you're comfortable just sitting there with. Obviously you find someone who has wonderful conversations with you as well, but find someone that it's not weird to sit in silence with, and you can just sit in the car for 20 minutes and just both be off in your own little worlds and not really realize it, you know. But I hope that you enjoyed a little bit of the advice that I had for you today. Let me know if you can think of something else, or if you have something to add on to something that I said. But I would like to get some feedback and some conversation from you guys. Or if you are just struggling with something, or you have a question, or you're wondering about something, or whatever, comment down below. Or if you just have like a philosophical idea that you want to discuss, let's do that in the comments, because I love getting to know you guys, but it's tough to do that when I have no interaction with you whatsoever. But I think I'm gonna call it quits for this video, and I'm not sure what I'll be talking about in the next video. Who knows? But I hope you guys have an excellent rest of your day, rest of your night, your week, your month, your year. I hope you have a good life. But if you guys are lonely, or struggling to find someone, or looking for a relationship and not finding one, don't worry. Keep trying. Be yourself. And if you are this radiant, funny, outgoing, cool person, you will attract other people that are like that. So, you know, put out the vibes that you want to receive. I think it's like your vibe attracts your tribe or something like that, I heard people say. But yeah, you can do it. Don't give up. I hope the best for you, and I will see you in my next